Hello, everyone. Super excited to be here with our week by week intuitive oracle card reading for the month of August. My intention is to give you clear messages, alignment activities, or next steps that you can really do in order to really make the best use of the energy this month. Sometimes we get to recognize the potential pitfalls, how we can avoid them, or what things might benefit you in terms of how you can align best to receive that what you're asking for. So let's go ahead and begin. If you are new, say hello. If you are live or on replay, say hello. One quick announcement I'll share more at the end is at the beginning of each month, I always have a brand new special workshop that is on a super reasonable price. It's usually flash sale for 3 days for $37 and then $57 after that. And this month's theme is around the Lion's Gate portal, of course. We have to play with that fun energy. And so the Lionsgate portal is going to be for the 2nd through 4th, I believe. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is on sale for $37. And it's really to support you in amplifying your manifesting power. I had a download for a Stargate light code activation and light language transmission and a channeled message from your Syrian guides. And this comes with a workbook, a video training, as well as an activation. And then we'll do a live group clearing and reading later in the month, or actually on the Lionsgate portal day. So just say hello if you're joining. Hello, Monica. Hello, Shonda. Good to see you. Some people I can't see the names when I'm on StreamYard. And from YouTubers, I'll say hello later. So I'm starting with the Crystal Oracle card deck. And we're going to get some messages for this first week, the first week from August 1st through 7th. So let me go ahead and see what's in store, how we can best align with the energy. Let's see here. All right, so the first 3 cards that come out for the first week is Unakite. And it says, answered prayers. All of your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. I love this. Actually, as a part of this month's workshop series, I felt called to create a crystal grid. And this reminds me of the energy of Malachite too, that abundance energy. But this is Unakite. And so if you like crystals, you might enjoy that. But really what I'm hearing is that this is a validation card. It's a validation that for the work that you've been doing, the intuitive ideas you've been getting, perhaps the direction that you're wanting to go and those things that you've asked for in terms of what you wanted to create, right? Reading for a large group, it's always going to be a little bit varied, but for the most part, this is just a validation that, hey, we've heard your intentions. We're here, we're supporting you, and you're on track for the answers to your prayers. And so I love that vibration. And what I'm seeing here, just as an intuitively speaking, which is how I often read the cards, it's like this golden, like these rows of golden energy. It's like this spark from that divine and these amplifications of the energy that's being spread out amongst the universe. And that actually, I love that for this particular month, being the Lionsgate portal month, that's an amplification of energy that gets magnified out into the universe. So it feels like, utilizing and using and allowing the universal support to help you amplify the direction of your outcomes, right? Hi, Leah, Rebecca, Shonda, good to see you. Sheena, awesome. Suna, lots of you are popping in. Good to see you. So the next one is Titanium Rainbow Quartz. And this says multifaceted. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person that you're asking. So what I'm feeling here is just that if you are hitting up against roadblocks, especially at all, like if you're feeling like you're hitting up against any roadblocks or any confusion or lack of clarity or something like that, or you're not, maybe it hasn't manifested into fruition, maybe you're feeling like something's not happening. It looks like it's just like, look beneath the surface. There might be something, there's usually a lesson there for you. Don't let the fear energy win. Don't let the blocks, stop you. But just tune into underneath that. Like, what is it about the situation that's asking me or causing me to grow, right? What is it that where could I maybe be blocking myself? Really kind of assessing what is the gift within it, right? What is it within you that you need to shift or be aware of in order to shift the energy? So part of this could be looking at it from the spiritual perspective of, what's going on, right? Instead of getting discouraged or frustrated, That's one of you. So it feels like that's what it really is. It's really looking from that spiritual vantage point to get the larger view of what's happening so that you can get to the root cause of any blocks and also to align to the higher thing. For some of you, it could also be that maybe there is more possibilities, then maybe you're looking at a situation from like it's either this or that, or there's this direction or that direction, or it's like almost like a this or that kind of a which way to go. And it's almost like, well, maybe there's a third option. Maybe there is just a slight alignment shift that could happen because you're maybe not seeing the larger, like another option or opportunity, or just kind of like a slightly different version of what it is that you're thinking the answer is or the next step would be. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. Hello, Carolina. And then the next one is Rubelite. Passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy, motivation to work on meaningful project that is dear to your heart. So I feel like this really is just a great validation as to being aligned with your higher path, your purpose. I know those of you that are attracted to me and follow me, especially here in my group or on my YouTube channel, is, you're aligning with your higher path. You've gone through a spiritual awakening. You know there's more for you. You know you can consciously create it, and you know that your soul came with a plan. And so it feels like this is about you getting the validation and to keep like staying the course. Don't allowing things to really derail you, really. If you need to get underneath a situation or if you're hitting a roadblock, see it as an opportunity to transform and heal and to really, and thank goodness it's showing up, because otherwise you wouldn't know it was there in order to clear so that you could go to that next level, right? Or perhaps, again, that the other meaning for that was really about maybe you're looking at two options and there might be a third option or just a slight tweak in your plan that would help you align more fully. But at the end of the day, your passion is your signpost as well. So for those of you that are feeling called, it just feels like a validation of that you're on the right track with your higher purpose. Okay, so the next week we are looking at, and I'm going to grab the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light cards. And so this will be for Lionsgate Portal Day. So it'll begin on August 8th through 14th. So let's go ahead and look at this. Okay, so the cards that came up for this week are don't dim to fit in, right? How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And I think this is a core wound really for a lot of people in my circle as well, for most light workers, empaths, sensitives. We have this feeling of feeling like the outcast or feeling like the odd man out, or like we're the one who's different in our families, right? Sometimes we can feel uncomfortable coming out of the spiritual closet. So whatever it is, are you dimming your light? Are you shrinking your voice? Are you watering down your marketing? This can look many different ways, but how can you turn up the light and be even more of you? It's about being unapologetically you and allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to be authentically expressed, right? Whether that's in your life, in your relationships, in your business, in your marketing, in how you show up in the world, right? It can be simply an energy, right? Sometimes as sensitives and empaths, we also dim our light because visibility, right? We might be get energetically overwhelmed. So I feel like for some of you, it's about using your energy tools, perhaps even learning energy tools. This is something I teach a lot about on different levels, on a free level and then also in programs about how to manage your energies and as an empath. That's sometimes why we dim, to avoid the conflict or the judgment or those types of things that we might be sensitive to. And then also just to, but I do feel like there is a core wound there around whatever it is, whether it's a fear of speaking truth, avoiding confrontation, not wanting to not fit in, afraid of people's judgments, or the energetic overwhelm of being out there and on that next level, right? So this is going to be unique to each of you in terms of, I feel like there's many layers of like visibility issues and shining our light that it could be. And we often have to work through many different layers every time we expand to that next level. So you can tune in and ask that, how are you dimming your light? Is it to fit in with others? Is there a fear of judgment? Or how can I turn up the volume a little bit more? Think about expanding your reach, expanding your light, speaking your truth, and whatever pops into mind, really get underneath. What is it that you can be doing? Like, what is the fear, so that you can shift it? And sometimes we just have to feel the fear and do it anyways, right? All right. Protection, call back your power and cut cords, soul retrieval. So there's multiple meanings here, but at the end of the day, this really is, and this is interesting because I don't usually read the cards ahead of time, but I was feeling a little bit of like this energetic overwhelm, right? Visibility fears can often stem back to feeling like you have to take in and take on the judgment, the pushback, the confrontation, the energy of other people if we are seen at that next level. And so there is a level of energetic tools, right? So if I see a lot of you in my program, so energetic mastery tools, crystal and silhouette, use your energy tools, right? Because that's going to help you not absorb and take on. And when we don't have to feel afraid of taking in and taking on other people's energy, we can be having our light shining, right? We can have our voice be more heard, and we don't have to feel that we had to take on that pushback or the repercussion of that, or even just the attention, which can sometimes feel uncomfortable. Now, the other aspect of this does say cut cords and energy retrieval. So however you do your energy tools, it's like taking a shower every day. Energetically, we want to clear out where we've taken in and energy swapped with other people. Are there people's cords? Do you have energy cords with people? At the end of the day, we are the ones responsible for that. And so we want to get underneath and go, what's within me that's allowing that person's energy to stick in the first place, right? So really doing your due diligence with your energetic boundaries. The next card is soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And I love that because we started out with you don't have to dim in order to fit in, right? So one of the core wounds can often be about feeling all alone or feeling like the outcast or feeling like, we don't want to upset, like as an example, we don't want to upset the apple cart, we don't upset the family, but if we get outed, then we're alone, right? It's this core wound of feeling like I don't want to be alone or unlovable, or this feeling of being unlovable or judged, right? And so however that fits for you, it's like as you start to heal those fears and just show up unapologetically as you are and let people have their response to you, whatever that might be. Oftentimes it's in our head. Oftentimes the people that we think are going to judge us, they might have their own opinion, right? They may not totally get your path or your choices, but they still might love you anyways. And some people might fall away. But at the end of the day, when you're doing that, you're kind of setting this precedence that you're not available for anything less than authentic relationships, right? And that as you are honest and shining your light on who you are, then you are going to naturally attract your soul family, whether that's a romantic partner, friendships, clients. You're naturally going to be that attraction right there. And then for some of you, I am seeing like this soul flame, twin flame kind of soulmate sort of relationship. So I feel like some of you are calling in a divine partner, if you will, but that doesn't have to be the case. The larger part of this reading really is more about you standing in your authentic truth and power as a light worker, as a human being, right? Even just being that truth of who you are. And that will guide you in the right direction. Okay. So the next, let me know if you can relate to those. I know I can. I know I've had to work through a lot of different levels of visibility issues and fears. Okay, so the next week is the 14th, or let's see, the 15th through 21st. So the 15th through 21st, we have Break Free. I got the Dolphin deck. This is the Dolphins and Mermaids deck. So break free, try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. So one of these things is about breaking free from your own thinking, from your own, I want to say even the monotony, or just like, it's like asking you to, it could be for some of you, because earlier we talked about like a slight shift in direction perhaps, right? So it could be, I'd say multiple things. For some of you, you're being called out of your comfort zone to try something new, to actually maybe be a little bit more out of the box. Maybe you're being called to, being more of your authentic self is going to change the direction of what you're offering if you're already doing service work for other people in some way. So it could be inviting you to try new things. Maybe try doing video, or try doing a meetup group, or try something, right? Try something, perhaps different variation of what you're doing, or something new altogether. And then for some, I also believe, based on what we've talked about so far, and I already kind of peeked ahead, or I just saw the card right here, which is breaking free from patterns, limitations, and programming, right? So it could be breaking free from your limitations and your fears, or your doubts, or your programming from this lifetime or past that are holding you back from really shining your light, being your true self, aligning with the higher path, believing that it's possible for you, right? And so what I'm seeing here is father healing. Well, it says father healing, right? Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. And so oftentimes father-related issues can have to do with standing in your power, right? Being in your power, being in your truths, being in your certainty, right? Being bold. in your actions, right? Your masculine energy. So you're could be directly with your father or other men, males, role models, it could be at a government level. I mean, I know a lot of people have, about authority figures, right? As a male authority figure, you could have some cleanup work there if they've triggered something, your own father, your own family line programming on the male side, or your own masculine energy as well. We all have male and female energy, right? It could also be past relationships, any male relationship or any of your masculine own energy, because that's about taking action. That is about actually doing the thing. That's about getting the book written. That's about, you have maybe in our intuitions, our feminine energy, right? But the masculine has to do with getting visible and taking the action. It's about getting it out into the world. It's about making the offer, right? So in that way, it might be that you have to, in order to really stand in that confidence and courage and take the action, you might need to do a little bit of cleanup work there, or it could at least be indicator as to where some of the healing needs to occur. Now, yes, it says your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. See, so take action keeps coming up. I hadn't seen that till now, but it is like when our masculine energy is either being suppressed or we have some kind of limitation there, could be around healing in that area so that you can more easily take action. And sometimes you just have to feel the fear and do it anyways, right? But then the other main message of the card really is trust your intuition. Your idea is inspired. Your what you're feeling and thinking is correct. Don't second guess yourself. I'm hearing it's about more trusting yourself. It's about trusting the intuitive ideas that you have and take action on them. Don't let your mind sit and spin and all the fears and worries and how to's. Instead, hand over their worries, do the inner work to clean up those fears, and then sometimes feel that fear and do it anyways is going to be required over and over again, right? It gets easier as we get more spiritual tools and awareness on our path. And I know that sometimes, some of the things we're asked or called to do that we avoid or procrastinate on are bigger than others. But at the end of the day, our miracles and our purpose work is on the other side of fears. And we're going to keep hitting them. Those of us that are called to consciously and actively and deliberately create our life and align with our higher path and purpose, we're going to have to get really good at navigating our comfort zone, identifying and reading those root causes and those doubts and those fears, cleaning up whatever it is we're here to clean up on a relationship level or on any level really, and make sure that we do that deeper work so that we can keep moving forward, right? And sometimes that requires support, and you're in a good company for that in this community and group for sure. And that is definitely the type of work I teach in my Soul Success Unleashed program, where we go quite a lot deeper into healing those root causes. Let's see here. Yes, I had my youngest tell me not to speak to him about my magical spiritual stuff. At first, I tried not to speak my truth. In the past few weeks, I know it's not my problem and I won't let it get in the way of my growth. Yes, absolutely. And there's a difference too, like I know that then, and when it comes with our family, it can be a journey, right? For sure. It's like in the beginning, we know when we're kind of feeling like we're hiding and we're compartmentalizing, which doesn't work for anybody. And then of course, we don't want to preach to the choir either, right? So, and it sounds like you're doing exactly perfect by not letting it get in the way of your growth. At the same time, some people just aren't, we have to not worry about other people understanding or accepting it, right? In that way, because they may or may not, and we can still love each other and accept each other for where we're at and not need other people or convincing of other people. And I'm not saying you are even remotely saying that about that, but I know that comes up a lot. It's like, we don't need to feel defensive or like we need to convince other people of our path, because that'll never happen. So choose your conversations and your arguments, quote unquote, right? Widely. It's kind of like noticing, I think, when we feel the need to defend ourselves, that's also a good indicator that there's something there to be healed, where we're really kind of putting other people's approval above our own self-approval, right? Needing other people's approval in order to feel lovable or loved, or being afraid of losing the love. And those can be big, big things that stop. A lot of times, I think that's a common pattern that can be happening for people as we're kind of called into that next level of things. So as I look ahead to the next week, the 22nd through the 28th, we'll just do 22nd through 28th. I'm back to the Work Your Light cards by Rebecca Campbell, and it says Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, right? So I would say welcome whatever's coming up. As we are in this energy in real time, with the Lionsgate portal, energy could be bubbling things up to the surface. It's a fast action way to manifest. We can harness this energy, be very intuitive during this time, have the opportunity to amplify and accelerate our spiritual growth. But when that happens, it might be also showing us the things that aren't aligned for it, right? Which is a good thing if we don't resist it, because we need to know so we can release it. And so this is where you're unbinding yourself. So recognize the patterns and the blocks and the mindsets and the issues and the confrontations or the fears that are coming up right now, and keep note about that, about doing that deeper work, because that is going to free you, right? So this does feel like there's a level of deep inquiry this month overall to break free from those patterns and up level yourself. Ooh, I love it. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And so there's many ways to look at this card, right? It could be about moving 3D to 5D. It's about your own spiritual and ascension journey, but also the collective journey, right? The micro and the macro. And I love this because literally I just was finishing up this monthly workshop, which is going to be on sale next week if you're seeing this in real time or here live. And it definitely came with that. I had a channeled message from our Syrian guides, and I was talking about creating heaven on earth and really activating. In fact, our crystal grid has a Lemurian stone at the center of it for this month. So I love the synchronicity of this. And so you might even notice that you are activating your own past life remembrance too. So as you're breaking free and clearing the contracts and the patterns and past lives holding you back, you're actually opening up to those new levels of information, your ancient wisdom, your other lifetimes, right? Perhaps this could be something that you do, you're recalling your Lemurian or Atlantean or Egyptian or, ancient wisdom past lives that you're bringing forward, right? This isn't your first rodeo. Those of you in my group and in my community, you've had many lifetimes and are likely here bringing forward a lot of wisdom that you are awakening and remembering, right? So recognize too, like spending that time to channel that information, because I feel like you're going to be getting lots of downloads. And when we're in this portal, right, usually it's around July 26th through August 12th, with the high point being on August 8th. That energy's there. Now, this message can be true at any time, anywhere, but create some space to be in that meditation, reflective time so that you can really utilize this energy. Oh, I love it. Keepers of the earth. You're not alone. Ancestors stand beside you, right? Beautiful. Ancestors stand behind you. So this is really about opening up and inviting in your spiritual support team, right? Because they can guide you. They're already there guiding you. So it's a validation that you're not alone in this, but it's also an invitation to invite them to help guide you, invite them to support you in doing the deeper healing and to seeing the core wounds and the blocks that are holding you back. Invite them to help you illuminate what it is you need to learn and know so that you can move through that and up level your energy. And it looks like, they want messages for you, even animal guides. I just see where it's like create a little bit more space to receive those messages, because there are messages wanting to come through. Is this a reading you do every week? I do. So what I'm doing is, this is a monthly. So I do a monthly reading in the beginning of each month that goes week by week through the month. And actually, I'm starting to batch some ones on YouTube that are more weekly, shorter ones that are just weekly. I haven't started that yet, but it's either going to be in the next month or two. So keep your eyes peeled, or you might want to, if you want to ask me for my YouTube channel, because I'll be doing weekly ones. I'm there starting very soon. This is a collective reading. So if you feel drawn to watching this, whether you're live or replay, then I believe that the messages are here for you, right? Every time often I do these, people will come back and say, wow, that felt like a personal reading, or like you're speaking to me. So just set your intentions to get the messages that are for you. If they aren't all for you, you'll know, right? So we're going to do the last couple of days of the month, which is the 29th through 31st. Making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. And so I just love how this just keeps coming back around, which makes sense, right? Because we're in Leo season, which is all about shining and being bold and courageous and aligned with your passions and your heart's desires, right? And so all of this makes perfect sense, that a lot will be coming up about shining your light, around being visible, about aligning with your purpose, right? And so this makes amazing sense. So making a difference, it feels like you're here. Those of you watching this are here to make an impact in the world, a positive impact in the world, with your gifts, with your message, with your story, with your energy. At the very core, all of us are here to shift our own energy. And as we align our energy to that higher light, as we do our own inner healing work, we're actually healing and helping those around us, our family, our friends, coworkers, the collective energy at large. As we do our work, it affects others like a ripple effect. And then many, and I would say most of us here, are called to also in some way be of service in the world, right? And most of the time that would be through the vehicle of some kind of a business or writing a book or who knows, mentoring others. I mean, it could be a nonprofit, it could be many things, right? We're all called to different purposes. This is about you shining your light and knowing that you're here to make a difference in the world and that it's time for you to be taking action on that. Stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. I love that. So this is really, it's sinking back to that. Well, two things are coming to mind. The first one is, your intuition, right? Your feminine energy, making time to meditate, to journal, to quiet the mind and create spaciousness to receive the intuition, the inspiration, the messages from your spiritual support team, your own downloads, right? To give yourself that time to even rejuvenate your own energy field, right? In order so that you can take the action. So this feels like making time for that. And then the other thing I want to say is that, well, two things are now popping up. The other one is at nighttime, set your intentions, right? You can set your intentions at night to do your healing work. You can ask Archangel Michael to be with you to help illuminate your purpose and your path, or to do the healing work or activation work at nighttime. And then also I'm just seeing that star, which just really reminds me of that Sirius star, right? So for those of you that already heard me, it's the Lionsgate portal right now. Again, it'll culminate the peak on the 8th of August, but then through the 12th. So we're in a really miraculous and auspicious time that we want to create the space and wield harness our manifesting abilities and energy in order to create what you want and create that new beginning. And so the last card is starting fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. And so I love how that really comes full circle, right? Is that you're really starting, you're entering into a new phase, whether it's a new chapter, a new phase, or you're being called to start a new business or a new idea, right? It's going to be different for each person, but you're created, this whole month is really an opportunity to create that clean space, that clean slate, and up level your energy and really step into that next level. And in many cases, it might be something brand new. So that is very exciting. It feels like, very prosperous. It feels very abundant. It feels very exciting. I can't wait to hear and see what you're creating. Yes, I'll be posting YouTube. I already have a YouTube channel, so you can search Jen Gilchrist or Soul Success Unleashed, and it will show up. Like, I do have a channel. I just haven't been as consistent yet, but I'm planning to do weekly readings, which is what somebody asked earlier, on there starting very soon. So definitely check it out. I'll put it in here so you can subscribe, because that'll light the fire under my tail to get that going. Sometimes we just have so many things we want to do, right? And let's see, I'm just going to finish with, if for those of you that might be interested, I have two free things. Oh, well, one free thing, one paid thing. So the free thing is I did an annual reading. So if you don't have my annual reading, there's still plenty of the year left that you can look ahead for the rest of the year and kind of get a little sense of what's to come. So if you'd like that, you can put annual reading, and I will come back and share that link with you. That's free. And then for those of you, I just wanted to let you know the Lionsgate portal activation is my August monthly workshop series. As always, every month I do a workshop series that is easily valued at $197 for all that you get. I have a flash sale for 3 days, the first Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, usually of the month, for $37. And then it becomes $57 for at least forever for now, right? Until further notice, right? You can buy at any time for $57. And it's well worth that value as well. You get a video training that's usually between 20, 30 minutes at least. And then you get a workbook with journaling activities, a channeled message this month, at least, from the Syrian guides. And then you get an activation journey that this particular one is about up-leveling your intentions. We travel into a 9th dimensional energy frequency and I downloaded a really powerful Stargate alignment activation, Stargate Light Codon activation, which was very high vibration. And I felt called to create a crystal grid for the group. And so there's quite a lot there. And then we do a live call that, whether you're live or on replay, is a timeless 1 hour clairvoyant reading and clearing to help you on whatever the month's theme is. And so you get a ton of value. It's just a way for me to give back to the larger community in an easy way. So if you'd like information about that, hit Lionsgate below. and we can share that with you. It will be released beginning this coming Tuesday, the 2nd. And we will be doing our live group clearing call on the Lionsgate portal day. So that's really powerful. All right. So I see everything. I missed the first 2 weeks. Well, the replay will be up in 2 seconds. So as soon as I end, it should populate and you can listen to that. Again, thank you for joining me as always. Thank you for being a member of my community. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Let